The Science of Getting Rich, a powerful message that will be of value to every person who seeks true fulfillment and the awakening of their highest potential, by Wallace D. Wattles. Preface. In writing this book, I have sacrificed all considerations to plainness and simplicity of style. It is essential that certain principles be understood thoroughly, so that the accompanying methods can be applied effectively. This book is pragmatical, not philosophical. It is a practical manual, not a textbook upon theories. It is intended for the men and women whose most pressing need is for money, who wish to get rich first and philosophize afterward. It is for those who have not found the time, means, nor opportunity to go deeply into the study of the mind, but who want results. It is for those who are willing to take the conclusions of science as a basis for action, without going into all the processes by which those conclusions were reached. It is expected that you will take these fundamental statements upon faith, just as you would take statements concerning a law of electrical action if they were advocated by a Marconi, a Tesla, or an Edison. Having taken these statements upon faith, you will then prove their truth for yourself, as long as you act upon them without fear or hesitation. The science applied here is an exact science, and failure is impossible. Every man or woman who does this will certainly get rich. The plan of action laid down in this book was deduced from the principles of philosophy that it has passed the supreme test of practical experiment. It works. For the benefit of those who need a logical basis for faith, there are numerous authorities. The most basic theory on which this book's practical method is based is an ancient one, the theory that one is all and that all is one, that one substance manifests itself as the seemingly many elements of the material world. The single theory of the universe is of Hindu origin and has been gradually winning its way into the thought of the Western world for close to 300 years. It is the foundation of all the Oriental philosophies and of those of Descartes, Spinoza, Leibniz, Schopenhauer, Hegel, and Emerson. If you wish to know how the conclusions were arrived at, read the writings of Hegel and Emerson for yourself. But if you wish to reap the practical fruits of their philosophies, read this book and do exactly as it tells you to do. Chapter 1. You have the right to be rich. Whatever may be said in praise of poverty, the fact remains that it is not possible to live a really complete, fulfilling, or successful life unless you are rich. Whatever may be said in praise of poverty, the fact remains that it is not possible to live a really complete, fulfilling, or successful life unless you are rich. You cannot rise to your greatest possible height in talent or soul development unless you have plenty of money. For to unfold the soul and to develop talent, you must have many things with which to use, and you cannot have these things unless you have the money with which to buy them. It also takes money to travel, to experience different cultures, and to further your knowledge. You can only develop in mind, soul, and body by making use of many things, and society is currently so organized that you must have money in order to possess these things. Therefore, the basis of all advancement must be the science of getting rich. The object of all life is development. Everything that lives is an inalienable right to all the development for which it is capable. Your right to life means your right to have the free and unrestricted use of all the things which may be necessary to your fullest mental, spiritual, and physical unfoldment. In other words, you have a right to be rich. In this book, we will not speak of riches in a figurative way. To be really rich does not mean to be satisfied or contented with a little. No one ought to be satisfied with a little if they are capable of using and enjoying more. The purpose of nature is the advancement and unfolding of life. Every individual should have all that can contribute to the power, elegance, beauty, and richness of their life. To be content with less is sinful. The individuals who own all they want for the living of all the life they are capable of living are rich, and those who do not have plenty of money cannot have all they want. Life has advanced so far and become so complex that even the most ordinary man or woman requires a great amount of wealth in order to live in a manner that even approaches completeness. Every person naturally wants to become all that they are capable of becoming. This desire to realize innate possibilities so inherent in human nature, we cannot help wanting to be all that we can be. Success in life means becoming what you want to be. You can become what you want to be only by making use of things, and you can have the free use of things only as you become rich enough to buy them. To understand the science of getting rich is, therefore, the most essential of all knowledge. There's nothing wrong in wanting to get rich. It is not wanting money for money's sake. The desire for riches is really the desire for a richer, fuller, and more abundant life. And that desire is commendable. The person who does not desire to live more abundantly is abnormal, and the person who does not desire to have money enough to buy all they want is abnormal. There are three motives for which we live. 1, we live for the body. 2, we live for the mind. 3, we live for the soul. No one of these is better or holier than the other. All are equally desirable. No one of these three, body, mind, or soul, can live fully if any of the others is cut short of life and expression. It is not right or noble to live only for the soul and deny mind or body. And it is wrong to live for the intellect and deny body and soul. It is necessary to blend and balance all three aspects of life for perfect harmony. We are all acquainted with the serious consequences of living for the body and denying both mind and soul. And we see that real life means the complete expression of all that we can give forth through body, mind, and soul. You cannot be truly happy or satisfied unless your body is living fully in every function and unless the same is true of your mind and your soul. Wherever there is unexpressed possibility or purpose not performed, there is unsatisfied desire. Desire is possibility seeking expression or function seeking performance. Fact 1. You cannot live fully in body without good food, comfortable clothing, and warm shelter, and without freedom from excessive toil. Rest and recreation are also necessary to your physical life. Fact 2. You cannot live fully in mind without books and time to study them, without opportunity for travel and observation, nor without intellectual companionship. To live fully in mind, you must have intellectual recreations and must surround yourself with all the objects of art and beauty you are capable of using and appreciating. Fact 3. To live fully in soul, you must have love, and love is denied expression by poverty. Our highest happiness is found in the bestowal of gifts to those we love. Love finds its most natural and spontaneous expression in giving. If you have nothing to give, you cannot fill your place as a husband or a father, wife or mother, as a citizen or as a man or woman. Summary. It is perfectly right that you should desire to be rich. If you are a normal man or woman, you cannot help doing so. It is perfectly right that you should give your best attention to the science of getting rich, for it is the noblest and most necessary of all studies. If you neglect this study, you are derelict in your duty to yourself, to your higher self, to your higher source, and to humanity. For there is no greater service that you can give to the source and to humanity's evolution than to make the most of yourself. It is in the use of material things that we find full life for our bodies, develop our minds, and unfold our souls. It is, therefore, of supreme importance to you that you should be rich.